Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. All right, today is Friday, May 27th. I want to welcome you to the show, and we are here live on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Hey, you can also find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Truth Social, TikTok, and all the other social media sites by searching Larry Steinhouse. Hey, and just a reminder, if you're watching online, hit that like button. Let everybody know you like the show. Let me know you like the show. Hit that share button. Some of you guys don't know how to hit the share button. Hit the share button, and when it says share with feed, that's the button you push. So hit the share button, then click here, share with feed. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. And of course, you can comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. And it looks like Peter is the first person to say hi. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. By the way, if you're commenting from a group and it's not the Money Chat Now fan page, your name may not show up on my dashboard. So please go to the Money Chat Now page, comment there, and that way I can recognize you. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com, and there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. We had a great class last night. I don't know if you were there last night. Let me know what you thought, because it was a great class. It was high energy, and we learned a lot. It was pretty awesome. All right, on today's show, we're going to be discussing, of course, the futures update. We're going to be talking about some recession indicators that will surprise you. We're going to be talking about house listings jumping, and it's a good possibility that house prices are going to be coming down. I'm going to be talking about baby formula news and, of course, Metaverse Scams. All right, real quick, I also want to say hello to Lewis and Michael and, of course, my lovely wife for watching. Thank you so much. All right, it was another good day in the market yesterday. And basically what happened was the investors embraced good reports from the retail companies, right? Many of the money managers are touting the fact that this was expected because they felt the market was oversold. Yeah, that's what they said yesterday. Except where were they last week when I said the market was going to range from 31,000 to 33,000? Yeah, instead, they were all doom and gloom. Oh no, the whole world's going to come to an end. And I said, no, just wait till it's 31,000. When it does that, and it went slightly below, it's going to bounce back up, and it's going to go back up to 33,000. Now, I'm going to tell you that we're about 400 points away from that 33,000, so be careful. But anyway, they should listen to me instead. Stop listening to all these people with doom and gloom. Of course, Meta also did exactly what I told you it was going to do, as it jumped this week about 13 points from the day after the Snap bad news, right? Snapchat bad news. And if I had some money, I would have opened a call position on that, and it would have ended today, and I would have made about 500% of that play. Of course, I had all my money tied up in the giant cruise company, Carnival Cruise Lines, so I couldn't play it, but that's okay. I'm waiting for that to come back. Yesterday, Carnival Cruise jumped over $1, and I did notice this is kind of interesting. I have so much CCL that every time it moves up $1, my account moves up about $25,000. So when it moves up $1, my account moves up $25,000. That's a lot of stock options. All right, getting back to the market mood yesterday, both Macy's and Dollar Tree beat earnings, and Dollar Tree stock popped about 22% yesterday. Not bad. In fact, Dollar Tree and Macy's were the two big winners yesterday all around. Then after hours, we get the earnings report from the Gap, and it all goes to pieces. Basically, the Gap says they're expecting lower sales in their guidance report. It's interesting to note that they feel that they are catering to a lower income clientele. This is really important. They feel they're catering to a lower income clientele, and basically what they're saying is this clientele is not going to buy as much as the higher income clientele. And it makes total sense, and that's why they're struggling. While companies that cater to higher class clientele, they'll just pass on the higher expenses of doing business to their target market. Like myself, look, I make more money now. Now, I don't necessarily make more money doing this. I don't make any money doing this, to be honest with you. But I make more money in my rental properties because all my rents have gone up. I mean, I've had some nice increases in rents, so I can absorb this higher cost. Where someone else who they go to work every day and they're making their 15, 20 bucks an hour, whatever it might be, they can't because they haven't put themselves in a position to make more money. They can't make more money, and the higher costs are going to cost them a lot more money. So it looks like the Democrats are doing a great job of making sure the poor just stay poor, which is pretty common. When when are the lower class income people going to realize that Democrats are never going to help them? Another interesting earnings event yesterday was my old nemesis, Alibaba. They blew earnings away and the stock popped 15%. Nice, but they're still about 1/3 the price they were about a year ago. Look, you have to understand that Alibaba is the Chinese Amazon. So that means while the country is shut down for their scamdemic, which, by the way, it started in China, it ended in China, it started again in China, and now it's back to China going, oh no, when everyone in the entire country tests negative, we can open up again. Unbelievable. And they're the only country that's still shut down, by the way. The Chinese people need to have their goods shipped to them, so they need to have their goods shipped to them from a company like Alibaba, which is basically how Amazon did so well. So that's how it's happening, just like how all the big home delivery companies here did a year ago. So China is doing it, right? But I'm still not a fan of any Chinese stock right now. China is so screwed up with their COVID policies and their anti-capitalism that I don't think you can make any money. Anyway, I've been saying that the market will be moving down, and I've noticed that tech companies are quietly laying people off. Now, this is something interesting, and this happens in a recession. We heard about Facebook letting a few people go, and some other companies letting a few people go as well. And yesterday, Microsoft also hinted layoffs are coming. My prediction is that we're going to see layoffs rising and home prices lowering as we get into the end of the year. All right, let's take a look at the Dow futures and see what's going on today. Right now, it was up a little bit better earlier, but right now the Dow, it looks like it's up about 40, and it looks like the S&P is up about 8, and the Nasdaq is up about 42. All right, now, a couple of people have joined us too. We got Harold joining us, and it looks like Lewis and Jose. Thanks so much. Jose is saying there's an interference sound. I'm not sure why, but maybe we could. It's all been fixed. Okay, cool, excellent. All right. See, that's what's cool about you guys telling me what's going on. Every once in a while, we don't know. All right, cool. All right, let's get into what's going on. So we know it's coming. We know the recession is imminent. Gas prices are probably something the Fed just can't control, no matter how much they raise interest rates. As they try to control the inflation of 8%, because they let the problem go too long, a recession will definitely be triggered. So some argue that we will escape it, but I'm going to tell you, here's a weird story that showed up in my Reddit feed. Yeah, I search kind of weird stuff all the time for articles to talk about. So I'm going to tell you, this is the weirdest article I ever came up with, but I don't know, I kind of like it. A stripper on Twitter had predicted that a recession has already started. Her tweet said this: "The strip club is sadly a leading indicator, and I can promise you that we are in a recession." According to the article, there were others who responded to the tweet and confirmed that the strip clubs are empty. I know I made you chuckle, but can it be true? Is it possible that strip clubs are the recession leading indicator? By the way, honey, I'm going to be late tonight. I'm going to be doing some research. No, just kidding. But anyway, I think about what I said earlier. I think about the poorer people in America are the ones being affected the most by increased gas prices and ever-rising inflation. It's mostly poorer neighborhoods that you'll find both strip clubs and the people who go to them. So it makes sense that the strip club indicator may be a real thing. All right, something else I'm noticing about the Biden presidency is that the poor are really getting poorer. Is it possible because he can't win the black vote any longer, the Democrats are now dividing the country into rich and poor? Soon Biden will call for another stimulus check to rally up the poor folk. I got to tell you, I sat here this morning and I tried to put together a joke with stimulus checks and strippers. And I guess I was tired because I'm going to have to let you insert your own joke here because I just couldn't do it. Anyway, write it online if you want. If you got to come up with a good joke between stimulus checks and strippers, I know there's a connection there somewhere. I just can't think of one. All right, let's talk about house listings. Hey, I feel like I'm one of those advertisements that say, "The man who predicted the next housing crash has a dire warning for you." And no, it's not about your strip club will be closing. It's about the housing market. I had said that this will be the last good year to list your home and get the most money for it. And I was often met with criticism because real estate agents and others, so-called professionals in the business, would say, "It's different this time because of the lack of inventory." Well, folks, the inventory is starting to build. I noticed that within a 2-block radius of my home, there are 3 houses for sale and none of them are moving very quickly. Well, according to Redfin, a home selling company, by the way, I think Redfin will be out of business in 3 years. just because of the market. Anyway, they recently released a report that stated that homes are being listed at a rate faster than they have seen in a long time. In fact, new listings rose nearly twice as fast in the 4 weeks ending May 15th as they did during the same period a year ago. So what makes home prices go down? High interest rates and high inventory. It's going to be a sort of reverse sticker shock for most people trying to sell their homes in this market. Last year, if you even thought about selling your house, you would get offers before you even put the sign in the ground. This year, many people will be lowering their prices to sell their home, and you ain't seen nothing yet. I reported yesterday that new home sales were dropping, and many even canceled their new home sales contracts. Next year will be a very different picture. It'll be the beginning of a buyer's market. Sellers are clearly seeing the market softening, and pending home sales, a measure of signed contracts in the existing homes, dropped nearly 4% in April from March, and they were down 9% from April 2021, according to the National Association of Realtors. And this index measures signed contracts versus existing homes, not closings, so it's perhaps the most timely indicator of how buyers are reacting. So basically what's going to happen is next month we're going to see that less homes were sold. And it marks the sixth straight month of sales declines and the slowest pace in nearly a decade. Hey, Fed, stop raising interest rates for a quarter or two. Slow down. We need to slow the economy, not stop it completely. It's time, by the way, if it's time for you to sell your house, if you're even thinking about it, put it on the market now. Put it on the market before the price drops next year. For some, it might even be smart to sell their home and live in a rental for 2 years and then buy something new and the prices drop considerably. I actually had somebody just rent from me who said exactly that. They said, I'm renting from you for the next 2 years and I'm going to buy a house because I know the price is going to go down. As for me, I'm a real estate investor and I buy properties to hold and rent them. This coming market is going to be great for me, and if you want to learn how to do that, watch this next commercial.
Okay. So you thought about buying and selling real estate. You thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask your one burning question to the stock option sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call today for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited, so what are you waiting for? Call in today or visit investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on investor schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. And as somebody said online, it was Rob who said online, it is time to learn creative financing. I'm telling you right now, now's the time to go to Investor Schooling and learn this stuff, because by next year, you're going to be doing really, really well. All right, I want to thank all my listeners on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia. And of course, if you're watching online, please hit that share button so you can help your friends learn how to make more money and maybe even get a laugh at how strip clubs are the leading indicator of recession. Hey, hit that like button. Let me know you enjoy the show. And you can also leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I'll try to respond to them live. All right, so far, of course, we discussed the futures update. Right now, the Dow is up 26, the S&P is up 10, and the NASDAQ is up 54. We talked about strip clubs being the leading recession indicator. Oh, there's something, I don't know, I'm still trying to put it together. Viagra, recession, strip club and stimulus money. Come on, guys, help me. All right. Anyway, we talked about house listings jumping. Coming up, we have baby formula news, and we had the Metaverse Scams. And, of course, we also have today's picks and plays. Come on, guys, did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button? Hit that like button, hit that share button. Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure and set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Also, look up Money Chat Now on Facebook when you get home and let me know what you think of the show. All right, real quick, before we start the second half, are you guys ready for a financial downturn or recession? Well, if you want to survive through it, you should order my new book. Go to barnesandnoble.com, look up Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. Pre-order it, and I promise you're going to learn something. And there are a lot of chapters in this book, and there are chapters about how to make more money, chapters about how to pay less taxes, and you're going to learn from me as I give you an overview of all my favorite lessons and hacks that I've learned about money. Order Money Hacks today, wherever you find fine books, and let's get into the second half. All right, let's talk about baby formula news. Hey, look, we've been talking about the baby formula shortage in the news for about 2 weeks now. Many are struggling to feed their infant children because they don't have the manufactured baby formula because of the shutdowns of the factory. Look, there are many conspiracy theories about the shutdown, which all stem from no one can really say why the factory was shut down. I don't know. I just think it was aliens, and the aliens invaded the factory, and that's basically the problem. But all kidding aside, the FDA announced the good news yesterday. Yes, the good news is that baby formula will be available in full supply in 2 months. I swear, sometimes I just want to shake people and make them listen to their own stupidity, right? Here's the highlights from the article in this topic. FDA Commissioner Dr. Robert Califf said it will take about 2 months for shelves to be fully stocked with baby formula again. In the article, they report that Abbott plans, wait, listen to this. I want you to listen to this. Just turn up your radio, turn up your Facebook, just listen to this. Then the article says in the report that Abbott plans to resume production at its plant in Sturgis, Michigan on June 4th, and it will start shipping out its specialty formula on June 20th. Hello, FDA, are you there? It's May 27th, and you're saying they're not going to start making the formula till June 4th? Really? Is it because the formula workers are going to be away for the Memorial Day weekend or something? Hey, Abbott, don't you think you could pay people a few more bucks to work overnight from today till then to solve the crisis? What about the starving children? Does anybody really care? Wow, this country has really lost all of its humanity. Can the stumbling, bumbling idiot in the White House make an executive order that makes the factory be manned with military workers temporarily just to get production moving again? Clearly, he has no other use for the military workers. He can't put them anywhere else, right? Well, if you're listening and your child is starving to death, just remember that in 2 months, your starving child problem will be gone. Thanks, FDA, and let's go, Brandon. Unbelievable. All right. I want to say hello to a couple of people who just joined us. We got Peter and John. Thanks so much. Oh, man. All right, let's talk about Metaverse Scams. Hey, all you people out there, I have a plot of land for sale. No, you can't see it. No, you can't walk on it. And no, you can't actually use it for anything. But pay me $20,000 and you can own it. Well, this is what the world of nutty investing has come to. People are actually buying digital property in the metaverse, and some are calling it an actual investment. I don't know, whatever. Well, besides the fact that this is probably the number one dumbest thing anyone can invest in, people are being scammed out of their virtual land every day. It's just so funny. It's just really funny. Because of how this is, many scammers have been able to penetrate the metaverse by using elaborate phishing scams to get control of and steal the virtual deeds from those who were stupid enough to have invested in the metaverse in the first place. Have I made my opinion on what I think of the metaverse yet? All right. What they do is they create a dummy site that looks like the normal login site for either your metaverse login or your digital wallet login. Kind of like the people who sent you those emails and say, click here to verify your bank account. I know you guys know not to click through those. Anyway, when you click the link, you go to a site that looks just like the original site, and when you fill in the username and password, your information goes to a scammer, and that scammer now uses the information to log onto your account and wipe you out. The concept of the blockchain, where the transactions are being held for digital actions are recorded, keeping the seller and buyer anonymous, so it makes it virtually impossible for anyone to track down who the scammer was that took the digital assets. Well, so far my experience with cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and the metaverse shows me that the only people making money here are the originators of the coin, the originators of the multi-level marketing company selling crypto, and, of course, the scammers. It reminds me of the old saying, when you lay down with dogs, you often get fleas. Ugh. But not with my dog, because my dog is cute. All right, let's take a commercial break right here, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about some picks and plays of the day. See you in a minute. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and I've written a book called Money Hacks. The subtitle to this book is because everything you think you know about money is wrong, and I promise you there are things you think about money that are wrong. There are chapters in this book that I think you will find absolutely fascinating, and some of them are, what is money anyway? Can money buy happiness? I'll bet you don't know the answer to that question. The truth about credit scores, how you can actually use credit cards to rebuild your credit. I also have chapters on being your own bank, how to buy houses with an IRA, and how to invest with other people's money. There are so many other chapters. There are 22 total chapters in this book, and I promise you're going to learn how to make more money and pay less taxes when you buy this book. My name is Larry Steinhouse. The name of the book is Money Hacks. You can get this book wherever fine books are sold, and you can go to barnesandnoble.com right now and pre-order it. I hope that you will enjoy it. To Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And by the way, I'm having a book launch this Wednesday. So June 1st, this Wednesday. And you are invited to come to that book launch. Go to moneyhacksbook.com, moneyhacksbook.com, and you can register now for just $27. I'm going to be teaching you some of the money hacks, and we're even going to buy you dinner. So go there, go to moneyhacksbook.com. And by the way, I promise I'll be wearing a jacket that even matches the book. How cool is that? All right. So far, we've been discussing the futures update, and the Dow is dropping back a little bit. It's minus 15. The S&P is up 4 points, and the Nasdaq is up 30. We've been talking about, whatever. We've been talking about the baby formula crisis, and we've been talking about some other crazy stuff like the strip clubs being the leading indicator of a recession. Coming up today, we have today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you guys hit that share button? Come on, hit that share button. Let everybody know how much fun you're having. And we got a lot of people out there saying that they really enjoyed the class last night. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So hit that share button, Glenn. Hit that share button, Peter. Let everybody know what great stock picks are coming by sharing this information. And you could share your page or you could share it on your page or in groups that you think will benefit from the great stock plays. And, of course, you can leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about politics behind the stock market. All right, let's talk about what's going on. Hey, it really looks like we might actually have the first up week in 8 weeks. Wow! As I said last week, statistically, it was bound to happen. The market just can't keep going down. It has to go up eventually. It's just like when the market is too high, eventually it comes back down. Today is the start of a 3-day weekend, and that means the money managers are thinking about going away or just relaxing at home. Not me, of course. I have my other radio show to do tomorrow at 2 o'clock. But most people are going to relax, right? So that means that at the end of the day today, the market will probably have a slow slide down after a good morning. So watch around 1 o'clock. Watch and wait to see what's going to happen. This is because many investors fear holding assets over the weekend. We will have 3 days of the possibility of bad news article that could take down the market or a sector. So watch for it. If you took my advice at the beginning of the week and bought Meta, if you bought the options especially, you would be really happy right now. The stock recovered about 14 points since then, and that would have been a great option play. Wow. I watched some of my stocks recover yesterday, and of course my good buddy CCL inched up a bit again. I still feel it's a good play. However, I might have a bit too much of it, and I'm a little worried that my 17.5 strike price might be a little rough, but of course I'll keep you informed. The Chinese stocks are trying to make a comeback, and I'll tell you, I'm still scared. I'm going to stay away from them. I don't like it. I would assume, by the way, the news is going to be starting to be good news in the market for the next few weeks. The doom and gloom is gone for now. Look for some bargains this afternoon. If you have some stocks, sell the covered calls early this morning to lock in a profit. Also remember to spend money this weekend when you go away so the reports on spending will look good, and that will drive the market up. All right. Let's take a final look at the futures. Right now, the Dow is down. It looks like 16. The S&P is up 3, and the Nasdaq is up 22. All right, let's take a look real quick at crypto too. We've got Bitcoin. By the way, Bitcoin is dropping again, and I don't know. It's kind of a slow drop, which kind of scares me too, because usually slow drops or slow movements mean something big is coming. I've noticed less emphasis on crypto lately. I see people starting to look at the next best thing, so I really do expect crypto to start to fall. I think it's going to start to get a really bad reputation from the people who liked it before. Gold and silver are moving up slowly, but again, nothing to see here. I just keep buying silver, and one day I'm going to say, look how smart I was. But right now, I just have a bunch of little bars of silver. Big deal, right? The Treasury bond are actually moving down. The 30-year is now below 2.75, so that's interesting. And it appears that money basically is moving back into the stock market, and that's pretty much why. So we also are seeing oil, right? Oil prices popped, and they're now about 115. I got to tell you, I really believe that this is a Memorial Day weekend thing, and it's a temporary number. Now, look, at the same time, of course, it's all about Biden and his bad policies that are making the oil prices go up. But I think it's going to come to a point where it can't go up anymore. I mean, it can't. Obviously, it can go up a lot more, but there's no reason for it to go up anymore. So I think we're going to settle probably right below 100, probably in about a week or two. We'll see if I'm right, and I'll let you know. Hey, don't forget, if you want to survive the Biden economy, order my book. Go to moneyhacks.com and moneyhacksbook.com, and you could be at the book signing, or you can just go to barnesandnoble.com and pre-order the book. And also, it's going to be in stores next month. I can't wait till it's in the stores. I'm going to take a picture of it. I'm going to take a picture of me holding it in Barnes & Noble. And I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia. I want to thank you for your continued support. And if you're listening, you can't be listening because my mic went dead, which is not a good thing. Oh, right. So, you got to do something to end the show. I don't know if I got any time to get in, so whatever. You want to bring in another mic? Just bring in another mic real quick off the other screen. And there we go. Microphone died. Interesting problem. All right, that better? The trials and tribulations of doing a live show. My apologies, guys, but I'm back, and there it is. I don't know what they put out on WWDB while I was out, but it is what it is. Anyway, listen, guys, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Don't forget to spend money. Don't forget to talk to people out there. Don't forget to share this content, even though I went silent for a little while. By the way, that's the first time I've been silent on this show in a really long time. Hey, listen, make sure you enjoy the weekend, and, of course, make it a profitable day.